Beautiful people, thank you so much for tuning into an all new episode of Point of View. It's Monday, it's a brand new week. We're so excited to be here. We want to welcome one of our favorite co-hosts, Crystal Williams. Everybody's our favorite. Hey girl.
Hey.
You know you were recently in Italy. How was that? Tell us a little bit about it.
It was awesome. Definitely a culture shock, but the view, just everything was amazing. And it was the year of Jubilee, you guys. If you don't know anything about that.
What part of Italy did you visit?
So we went to Rome first, and then we went to the highest peak in Rome, which is Rocca Priora, where the clouds actually touch the ground.
Oh my
And
God.
then we drove to Florence, and we stayed in Florence for the last part of the trip and drove back to Rome.
The driving, I love it.
It was nice.
Was that your first time in Italy?
In Italy, yes.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Rome is definitely on my list, y'all, but y'all know I
it's
gotta go to
nice.
Greece first.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we have to get into these topics in a second here, but I wanted to talk a little bit about Jubilee really quick. So Crystal just mentioned that it's a year of Jubilee, and so God had kind of was revealing that to me right before that. Crystal called me a couple of days before, confirmed it. It was just so awesome. So if you guys don't know anything about the year of Jubilee, definitely check it out because, you know, it has biblical significance. And I believe that it means, well, there was some type of principle that God had, you know, ordained that during the year of Jubilee, whatever you lost had to be restored to you. So this is the year of Jubilee. So we're claiming back everything that was lost, baby. They need to bring it on.
In the name of Jesus. I receive it, Lord.
Listen,
Yes.
I'm telling you, and I want it all back. So
Yes.
coming up on today's show, NFL star Jaden Daniels and his mom are going viral after this courtside moment. But is it all about being a supportive parent, or has it gone too far? And later in Girlfriend's Guide, we also have Mind, Body, and Soul. You definitely don't want to miss these conversations today. So come on in, join the discussion. You're watching POV. In case you guys missed it, over the weekend, USC basketball star Juju Watkins was spotted having a friendly courtside chat with NFL quarterback Jaden Daniels. It all seemed warm and innocent until Jaden's mom, Regina Jackson, stepped in real quick and sat between them, shutting it right on down. This clip is everywhere, y'all, but let's be real. Was she doing too much? At
Yes.
what point does being protective parent cross the line into being excessive? What
I
y'all
definitely
think?
feel like she was doing too much. Like they was just clearly having a conversation. Like, and the conversation didn't even seem flirtatious. You know, like it just seemed like they were probably talking about basketball or something. So it's just like, lady, like let them have a moment. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like when parents are like too involved. You know, not. I don't even know how to really say that, but like, because parents are supposed to be involved, you know, but when you're too involved, like, especially in your child's, like,
Adult life?
or like dating life or whatever, like, they're not dating, but like, they could potentially date. We don't know, but it's like, dang, like, Ma, like, you cramping his style a little bit.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Miss
guess, go
Opinionated. Go ahead, give it to us.
I think mom knows her son. I think mom knows girls and women, and I think mom knows herself. So I think that's why she's like, let me get in between these two.
She didn't need to step in between them
No,
kids
I don't
having a
think she
conversation
needed
like
to.
that. They was
I
hanging
don't think she
out.
needed
They look like they
And
were,
you
but
sometimes don't
she
know.
don't.
You don't know who's in the room.
Yeah.
And that's one of the bigger things. You have to know who's in the room. You don't know if that young lady is going to be your son's key to another level in life.
Ooh.
You don't know what you're blocking for him while
Yeah.
you're worried
Good
about
point.
the girl.
Yeah.
And this relationship thing. Number one, you're not dating your son, so you need to stop.
Well, you know, a lot of
That's
moms
one.
are.
Say it again.
Number two, again, every person that he comes in contact with does not necessarily want to have a relation with him. It could be a business conversation and you just
Right.
sat between them and cost your son $2 million.
Just because
you're
you're
not
female.
laughing then.
Literally,
Right.
yeah.
And lesbian women are
Good
running
point.
the world at this point. When we talk about
That's
business, we're in
good.
there now.
Yeah, and
So
then
you don't know.
if anybody has, you know,
Good point.
seen or knows Juju at all, she has this infectious smile.
Yeah.
The same way she was smiling courtside. That's her normal smile. She's all teeth. And so at the end of the day, like, I just feel like the mom was doing too much. And
She
I
was.
get it because to a certain extent, you know, I have boys 17 and 18 and I care about who they talk to.
But you're
you
not going to
also
steal their
have to-
spotlight like that.
Yeah,
though.
no, that's crazy. And I hope that it doesn't, you know, long term create a rift between him and his mom. Because right now he's kind of playing it off like, oh yeah, I bet my mom said that. I bet my mom did that. But this man got to have a life. But in a recent interview, Jaden's mom was very vocal, stating that she does not play about her son. Let's take a look at this clip.
Girls, them girls, some girl out here, she's got a Jaden Daniels wall, and her mama said, hey, honey, you're gonna be the one who's gonna go get him. And I know that sounds crazy, but I guarantee there's someone out there who's trying to get their hooks into Jaden Daniels. So thank God he got a mama like me, because it ain't happening.
I bet she did say something like that.
Listen,
You know-
all respect to Jaden Daniels.
Right.
And
Come on, Callie. Come on.
beautiful woman, baby. But she looked
Very
like she
beautiful.
been smoking a box.
Please stop. Okay, I thought you was going to say something else.
Mama knows herself.
Listen, y'all. When I was in
Listen.
when I was in high school, my high school sweetheart, Willie, right? He had a mom. He had a mama just like this. And when I tell you, like, he was such a mama's boy, but he was also a church-going boy. So she had him on the right path. You know what I'm saying? But she was too invested in our relationship. And that bothered me so much. It was like she needed to be the third wheel in our relationship. And it bothered me. That wasn't a downfall of our relationship, but it bothered me. So no, it didn't help at all.
Where do you think Willie's at now?
Sorry.
You think he married?
Oh, Willie is a cute dog. He got tattoos. He got 2 kids. Girl, Willie
But he
took a
probably-
whole
is he
nother
married?
route.
Wow.
I don't think he's married. No, I don't keep up with him too
Probably on
much.
the way.
But yeah, no, I think when he got off to college, he just he changed. Like he changed. He's not.
180.
He's definitely not the church going boy that I was with in high school.
Wow.
I think that you are creating an environment where your son will no longer be known as being approachable. People are going to be very scared to approach him, regardless if it's a relationship.
Maybe
or
she
not.
wants that though. Maybe she wants them to approach her to get to him.
And sometimes, let's be honest, there's women out there, moms in specific, where they will do that. They want the spotlight. You want what.
That's
you're
what it seems
using
like with
for
her.
Your child.
Yeah,
You
I'm not
wanna
gonna
be
lie.
known,
Yeah.
but you're gonna do it through your son. But what
Yeah.
you're also gonna do is hinder his blessing.
Yeah.
And you're getting in the way. And when people deem you as unapproachable, which I used to be that way, so I can talk, it becomes a stigma. And it becomes a point where people are going to be so afraid to even sit down and talk to him.
Even business.
Out of worry that, hey, what if his mom steps in? Or, hey, what if I end up with a conversation like we were talking about something else when I don't even want to.
So how do we know where to draw the line? Like
He gotta
how
talk
do
to
you
his
how do you
mom.
know where to draw the line with protection versus
Right.
overprotecting?
Yeah, but you
Thank
know
you.
what? That's true as well. He's a grown man now, and I
Yeah.
feel like it is his responsibility to let his mom know, "Ma, you doing a little bit too much." At the end of the day, he the one holding the check.
Hello.
So we
Okay.
know his mom is
Hello.
gonna respect it. You
Yeah.
know? So at the end of the day, he needs to lay down.
They
and
might argue a
remember-
lot behind the scenes.
But mom don't take it so easy when you say those things. It's like, oh, well, if that's the case.
You my
no,
child.
listen, but that's
It turns
fine.
ugly. No, I know.
But at the end
Yeah.
of the day, there's a way that you can respectfully do it, you know, in a
Yeah.
parent-child relationship. And I feel like there are pivotal moments, even with mothers and daughters, mothers and sons, that need to happen so that we're respectively asserting our adulthood, or your parent is going to always see you as their little
right.
But
baby.
what? But
Right,
what if there's
right.
no way to respectively do that? You try
Then
to
you
do
gotta do it.
respectively, and then it turns into this whole.
gonna have to
thing.
break that
You're
relationship.
fine, then.
You're
Don't
gonna
talk
have
to
to do
me.
it.
Don't
Yeah.
call me. Blah, blah, blah.
You're gonna have to break that relationship,
really
and the
ugly.
only person it's gonna hurt really
Yeah, it
is
hurts
the
the
parent.
kid.
No, no, no.
Oh, the parent?
It's gonna hurt the parent because he has the money.
Oh.
Do we feel like parents deal with, you know, their daughters' dating lives better than their sons, or do we feel like
No.
they're more inserting in their sons?
They're more inserting in the sons because
Yeah.
as women, we are more mature. We mature a lot faster than men, right? And then a lot of moms, especially if it's their younger son or their only son, they feel like they have to hold their hand. And I'm a mom of 2 boys. So I know the feeling, but I also know that at the end of the day, I'm hindering my son from being able to make grown man decisions. I'm not going to hold your hand through life, and I cannot walk with you in every step. So my job is to teach you how to be a man. if there's not a man to teach you, which that's not the worry. But I need you to understand that you need to know how to have the spirit of discernment, number one. If you know that this girl is not good for you, then please have the common sense that I taught you or that your father taught you and move on. But I cannot sit here and hold your hand and you are a millionaire, a multi-millionaire basketball player or whatever area you're in, football, excuse me. And you are now literally being handheld by your mother at your adult age.
And it's
But
so
either
sad.
way,
I'm sorry,
either way, even like you said, still being able to rely on making good decisions,
Right.
manage him, but don't I think control him.
Micromanage.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you.
and it's sad to see as well because you're standing in the way of a possible friendship with Juju Watkins,
Absolutely.
who has a promising future, to only let some little slithering hussy sleaze in at the back door of the hotel, baby, when you had to get a day off to go get your nails done.
But no
Girl.
disrespect, you gotta let your son have these experiences too. We all
Right.
have to experience heartbreak. We have to be.
Right.
We have to experience this.
Yeah.
We know the stove is hot growing up, but we still gotta physically touch it.
Yeah.
He's gonna have that. Let him have that. You can't block it.
She can't shelter him from
Manage
everything.
without micromanaging.
Yeah, we have to take a quick commercial break, but coming up right after this, we have Girlfriend's Guide and Mind, Body, and Soul. Stay tuned. You're watching POV.
Thanks so much for tuning in on social media. It's Monday, and I got a question. So, what is the brokest you have ever been?
Ooh, listen. So this is actually a trending question on social media.
gosh.
Okay.
So I was going down. I got my own broke stories now, right? Thank God I
Same
ain't
girl.
no more.
Okay.
But I did see one that was a pretty good one. I mean, it's a good story to tell, and thank God they're triumphant now. But someone had said that they had a $700 electricity bill that was well overdue, and they were so backed up they didn't have a job. They ended up getting a job. Their neighbor in their complex let them run the extension cord to their house for a month, using electricity in the evenings until they were able to pay their bill. And so now they did say that they can pay their bills a year in advance, and so that's a super
blessing.
blessing.
Yes,
Yes.
it's a beautiful blessing.
Yeah.
And thank God for that neighbor, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I would have been like, excuse me. No. Can you do what now?
Mine was that I saw on social media was receipt surfing.
What is that?
Receipt surfing is, I guess, if you're in a parking lot, you're looking for receipts for products, and then you go in the store and you find the product, and then you go to the counter and then have it, returned to you so you can get the money. And the person did it so they could take care of their baby. They could feed their child.
Lord have mercy. Well, if y'all have any stories to tell us, please drop it down in our comments. We would love to hear about when were you the brokest. So, yeah, let's get back to the show.
Welcome back. This is that part of the show where we talk about all things love, relationships, and everything in between. Let's get into Girlfriend's Guide. Let's talk about friendships because not all of them not all of them have made it through adulthood.
No,
The
they
question
haven't.
is, did your childhood or college friends survive the journey, or did life take you guys in different directions? It's just a natural part of life. But do we fight to hold on to these lifelong bonds, or did most of them fade out?
I would have loved to be the person that said that I have had this friend since I was 5. I would love to say that I'm still like super close with my like elementary school friends. But when I was in elementary school, first of all, I went to a predominantly white elementary school. And then when I was in the 5th grade, we switched sides and we moved to the other side of the city. And then I went to a predominantly black school. And that's when things took
Yeah.
But I moved in my adult years. I moved to Florida, so like I couldn't carry those relationships with me because like I was in transition, they were in transition, everybody was moving, you know, in different directions. So I still keep up with some people via social media, but mostly no. Like, and the friends that I try to hold on to now, girl.
Yeah, every friend that I had in high school, which I could count them on one hand, I can't necessarily say we're not friends. I can call them if I need to, but I feel at a certain point we all just kind of parted ways because my maturity was not their maturity. My choice at that time was to, you know, do whatever, have children, whatever the case may be, and their maturity at that time might have been to be in these streets. Like,
Chase the boys instead of the bag.
I did that. I did that real young.
Yeah.
So I matured a lot faster, and I'm sorry, but some people you just can't take them on the path with you.
Right.
Yeah, everybody can't go. That's my favorite saying.
I do agree with that, but I also feel like, you know, having children and kind of looking at kids, you know, even babies sometimes as early as 6 months, 1, 2 years old, you can kind of see that foundationally they are already who they are. And so sometimes when I think about like, you know, friendships that I had like in 2nd and 3rd grade, when I look at the foundation of the character of who we were then, like I feel like if we really did the work and are really present in these times, that even some of those friendships then were God ordained, and if we still kind of gave it a little bit of water, it can really grow into be something, because I feel like nothing happens by chance. And so even sometimes some of those people are kind of resurfacing, and I'm also, you know, being, you know, mindful to see where they are right now, but I also respect and see why God allowed me to be their friend in 3rd grade.
I have a friend.
In 3rd grade.
I'm not lying.
Why was you in the sandbox with me for real?
I have a friend from elementary school, and we still stay in contact from junior high school.
Nice.
And one was my best friend like forever until, you know, he passed away. But we had been friends for decades. And I have, you know, I usually keep, my friends have stayed with me. I mean, I have like probably about 2 or 3 friends now that we have been friends for over 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
It's
2
rare.
male friends.
That is
I know
rare.
it is
rare.
extremely rare, and I wish and hope that
one more.
was, you know, my story. And in a way, sometimes it is and can and would be, maybe will be. But, you know, it's just interesting to see how life plays out. But also to go back and maybe put a little bit water on some of those old relationships. I think it's
I'm
kinda
scared
worth it.
too, because I really don't know what you coming around here for.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like, because now we're in our adult years.
That
I didn't have the things that I had back then that I have now. You know, so it's kind of just like, what do you want? When those friends like come back, like those people resurface, I just be like, what do you need?
You know, I recently had my is it 10 year or 20? Y'all don't need to know that. I just had my reunion, okay? And everybody that I was friends with in school, when I saw them, it was like nothing had changed, right? And we all like vowed, like, you know, we're gonna keep in contact, all this good stuff. And then after, I was like, okay, yep, that's great. And I went back to my life because I'm like, nothing's changed. It's still, I still felt like, okay, my path is my path. If I see you, great. Hey, girl. Hey, guy. But my life just really did a 360, and that's okay too. I feel like that's okay too.
Yeah,
it is
okay,
It's
yeah.
not required, but you know, it is what it is. But when we do see each other, hey, how are you? Blah, 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 like nothing has happened.
Yeah.
Right?
And
I
pick
think
up
that's
where
the
you left
important
off.
part. Pick up right
Yeah.
where that's when you know that was an actual friend.
Yeah.
If we can pick up where we left off and not talk again for a year and still do this again.
Yeah.
And that's A-okay to me.
Yeah.
That's A-okay.
I love that. I do think a lot of times we do talk about like what we qualify, you know, friendships as, but you know, just to make sure that we're all doing the work to make sure that we're also being the friend that we want to be and watering those friendships instead of saying, hey, they didn't water me yet, but you can do some watering too.
Yeah.
But let's get into our final segment of the day, mind, body, and soul. One of my favorites. that marriage comes with health benefits, but let's be real. It's not just about being married. It's about who you're married to. A happy, loving relationship can boost your well-being, but a toxic marriage, that can be worse than being single. In fact, folks are often happier than those stuck in unhappy marriages. So, is marriage really the key to happiness, or is it all about the quality of the relationship?
Quality relationship.
Quality.
Yes,
of
you
the
can't put your happiness
Yeah.
in nobody.
Yeah.
You cannot put your whole happiness inside of nobody. Your happiness comes from you.
You have to be happy first.
Exactly.
I think one of the most important and best relationships we can have on this planet, besides with God and ourselves, is with a significant other. I think it's such a blessing. It's wonderful. I haven't had that yet, but I do know that it can be fantastic. But I tell you this, I know this much. When it's toxic, it ain't no good, honey. You ain't gonna be happy. People say, oh, happiness comes from within, and it does, but somebody can make you very unhappy.
Okay.
And sometimes they can make you very happy by the
Yeah.
things they do, the things they say, the attention, the love, the affection, and faithfulness and trustworthiness and honesty. So those are things that can make a relationship you're very happy until, that goes awry, then see what happens
Oh my God.
I seen a toxicity test, a little test on social media the other day, and I think I'm going to share it with you guys as well. I wish I could share it with you guys at home, just to kind of evaluate our relationships and kind of see what's going on. So some of the questions were like, how to tell if your relationship or your friendship is toxic. And she was saying like, if you get tension in your back, like, when you're talking to them, different things, if you're restless, if you're not sleeping well at night. And I'm like, man, I was evaluating some of my friendship relationship. I'm like, my back do be hurting every time I go around.
Oh gosh. That is horrible.
Whoa, man, God, are you telling me something?
I'm done.
But why do we think society puts so much weight on marriages? Why do we think? I know why I put weight on it, but why do we think society does?
Well, why do you put weight on it?
Because of what the Bible say.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Better married than to burn.
But I also
I
feel
am
like society
done.
says, society has
done.
also placed this thing where a lot of women are not in search of a relationship. We just want the marriage. We want the wedding. And then that is when later on they quickly find out that it wasn't about a marriage. It was
And
about
your back
the
start
events.
hurting.
Right. Right. And now you're not sleeping at night because you really don't know your partner. All you saw was
Yeah.
the glitz and glam.
Yeah.
And then now the time has come for you to actually do the work and actually love your mate.
Yeah. And that's
When you
difficult.
didn't love him in the first place, you just wanted the stage for it.
Ah.
And now marriage has become, it's so short. It's so cliche now because
Yes.
everybody is so short-minded.
Yeah.
And they're not looking at this as a long term. The moment he acts up, I'm done. I'm about to get a divorce.
Oh my
we're done.
God. Listen, I talk about that all the time when I look at my grandparents and the trials and tribulations that they went through. My grandfather's no longer with us, but they stuck it out no
Yeah.
matter what. And now it's like, even the people that I know that are married, every other day, divorce comes up. I'm like, Lord.
But there's a
Jesus.
yin and a yang to that, right? Because our grandmothers and mothers and even great-grandmothers,
You know what the
they
yin
stuck
was?
it out.
And they never married for love.
Exactly.
My God.
It was for
Please.
really a business relationship.
Exactly.
Transaction.
Yeah, and
It
we
was
marry in for
transactional.
love and divorce tomorrow because we don't know what love is anyways. If it ain't what the Bible say, if it ain't patient, it ain't kind, not judging, not puffed up, doesn't boast, hey.
There you go.
Listen,
There you
okay.
go.
Okay.
Go ahead. No,
I'm
you
sorry.
go ahead with
You
the
go.
question.
No.
Well, I mean, marriage can be difficult, and I do think that sometimes we're just not prepared for it. I mean, I would like to say if we knew about marriage, just even as children, being prepared, being grown up to be good husbands, good wives, I think we would have a better opportunity to stay together, but no one does
Like
that.
the white people do.
Well, I don't
See,
know what they
they're-
do.
I'm just
But they're
saying.
transactional too. Let's be honest.
They're transactional, but they're raised up to be husbands and wives, and that's why they
Is
don't
it not
leave.
the white people shooting up the
Is this
schools? Are you sure?
Oh.
We ain't talking about the lunatics, but I'm talking about the regular.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I have no idea what Charlie's talking about.
Y'all, I was with y'all for a second, but then you lost me when you said white people.
No, listen, that's not even up for debate. Even when we look at the marriage rates, they married.
Yeah, they married, but are they happy?
Oh my
Are they
God.
married for love?
No, they're transactions. They were
Exactly.
raised to make sure that you get a husband or a wife that is of a specific
That you can
gender that
do
they can
something
do
together.
for. That is how they are raised. We are raised to look at things like, oh, I love him. Right, but he's broke.
Oh, what? We're going to wrap on that note. That's a wrap for today's show. We've been celebrating Women's Month all history long. Not the broke man. Okay. We're closing this one out with a powerful quote from Ayanna Von Zant. It's time for you to move, realizing that the thing you are seeking is also seeking you. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching POV weekdays only here on Afro TV.